Now we are discussing about the most popularly used local area network, that is Ethernet LAN. This Ethernet LAN is a most popularly used protocol in the data link layer, and the standards of this Ethernet LAN are given by IEEE 802.3. Why it became so much popular? Because of installation is easy, maintenance is easy, cost is very less. That's why we are using this Ethernet LAN in nowadays. Wherever you see, wherever you go for the offices, or when you go to any even railway stations, airports, for the communication they are using this Ethernet LAN only. This Ethernet LAN was first invented by, because they have created this one. That was invented by Xerox Corporation in 1973 by Robert Metcalfe. So this communication protocol was invented in 1973. In this Ethernet LAN, we have combination of the components. So what are these components? User devices. User devices means we have computers and printers, and we have network devices like LAN cables and switches and router and wireless LAN also we are using. And we have media. Media means coaxial cable, UTP cable and STP cable. The combination of these three components, user devices, network devices and media, these three devices we are calling as combination of components Ethernet LAN. By using this Ethernet LAN, user can access the data from anywhere. User can access the data, and user can access the applications, and user can share this accessed data to the other computer, and user can connect to any other network. These are the advantages of using Ethernet LAN. In the Ethernet LAN, which we are calling as a most popular communication protocol, we also call this communication protocol as a Alto Aloha protocol. Here for error detection, because this is in the data link layer, for the error detection, we are using CSMA CD, collision division. We are not using collision avoidance, because here initially it was established as a form of the cables. We use Ethernet cables. Because this is a wired connection, we are using CSMA CD, collision detection. Once the receiver receives two types of information, then it detects there is a collision. If the receiver receives only single information, then there is no collision. That's how CSMA CD works. In the data link layer, because we are sending the data in the form of the frames, we have the data. For that data, we are adding the source address and the destination address, and we are also adding the error checking bit, whether there is an error or not. If the error is found, that frame is discarded. Again, the frame will be sent by the source. This is how Ethernet communication protocol will work. In this Ethernet communication protocol, we have two categories. One is Soho LAN and the second one is Enterprise LAN. Soho LAN we use for small offices and for our homes. We use a Ethernet LAN switch. That switch will have many ports. Backside of that switch, we may have 4 ports or 8 ports. Means at a time we can connect to 4 computers by using the 4 ports. We require a cable. That is what we call as a Ethernet cable. We are using a switch. For that switch, we are connecting the Ethernet cables. One end of the Ethernet cable is connected to switch. Another end of the Ethernet cable is connected to our computer. We may have 4 such ports or 8 ports. In modern days, we may have more than 8 ports also. Here, We have device 1, device 2, we are using Ethernet switch. We are connecting Ethernet switch from the device by using a Ethernet cable, and this Ethernet switch is connected to the router. Ethernet switch we are connecting to the router. Why? If we do not connect the router, this device can communicate with the device 2, there is no problem. But my device, I want to communicate with all devices in the world. My device, I want to communicate with the device of the Google. My device, I want to communicate with the server of the Yahoo. My device, I want to communicate with the server of the YouTube. Then your Ethernet switch should be connected to the router for the internet access. If you want to communicate to device 2, no requirement of the router. If you want to communicate with the devices in the entire world, you require the router. But in modern day routers, we have the Ethernet switch and router and wireless LAN. These three devices are integrated, and in the single router we have Ethernet switch, we have the router, and we have the wireless LAN. By using that, you can connect from your mobile to that Wi-Fi. These three devices are integrated based on the customer requirements. Previously, the Ethernet switch was different and the router was different, wireless LAN was different. The purpose of using Ethernet switch is to connect from device 1 to device 2. The purpose of the router is to connect my device to the entire world. The purpose of the wireless LAN is I have to connect my device wirelessly. These three devices are integrated, and in this integrated device, when we are connecting here, device 1, by using the Ethernet cable, we are connecting to this integrated device, and the second end we may connect to, like if we have 8 ports, we can connect 8 devices at a time. Now, we are discussing about Enterprise Ethernet LAN. It is the extension of the Soho LAN. Example 5 Soho LANs consists of the Enterprise Ethernet LAN. It is a bigger Soho LAN. 5 Soho LANs, 1 Enterprise LAN. Here, because we are using such a bigger network, we are expanding our network. We want to expand our network. That's why here network is D1 and D2. But we are connecting to the internet. Here we want to expand our network. Remember, the device 1 and device 2, if we want to communicate device 1 and device 2, we may restrict the information from device 1 to device 2 only, such that this device 1 information will not be accessed by any person who is using the internet. That is the advantage. If you want to store your information to yourself, only device 2 will access. Even though you connected to the router, the others may not access this information in device 1. But when you are expanding your network, more devices are connected, we require a security. That's why we are using a firewall, and also we are using the distribution switches. This is about the Ethernet LAN. Ethernet LAN is a communication protocol, popularly used communication protocol. Who gave the standards for Ethernet LAN? IEEE 802.3. What components are there? User devices, network devices, media. Okay? In 1973, it was invented by Xerox Corporation, by Robert Metcalfe. And why it became popular means easy installation, easy maintenance, and easy cost. For error detection, we are using CSMA-CD for collision detection. Okay, we have mainly Soho LAN and Enterprise LAN. This Ethernet LAN is also called as Aloha, Alto, Aloha. We have Soho LAN and Enterprise LAN. Extension of Soho LAN is nothing but enterprise LAN. Okay, this is what Ethernet LAN.